I've said it before and I'll say it again. Don't get upset when you hear that people are talking bad about you. They have to talk about you because when they talk about themselves, nobody listens.
You think that you're offending me? Because you're not. Like, shit, seriously. Actually, if that's the only thing bad you have to say about me, keep it going.
Busy. I'm not going to sit around here arguing with you. If I know in my heart that you're not a good person, I'm not dealing with it.
I am so sick of scrolling online and watching Black Americans sit there and advise their people not to support the immigration movement that's going on across the entire United States. What have they done for us? They never supported our protests. Yes, they have. Go watch some old footage. You're going to see people in different shades, different colors, even sizes. It's a beautiful thing. And now I'm not simply going after Black Americans because I'm watching Hispanics, Latinos with legal status that simply just betrayed their people, saying, we don't support this. You know what's crazy? Back in those days, Black Americans weren't the only ones that were fighting for civil rights, for equality. You had the Puerto Ricans, you had the Chicanos, you had Black Americans. And the beautiful thing is that even back in those days, there was unity going on behind closed doors. You had the Chicano movement, the Brown Berets, you had the Puerto Ricans, the Young Lords, you had the Black Panthers, all united. And guess what? Back in those days, you had people like this spreading that same harmful rhetoric. Oh, we shouldn't unite with the Puerto Ricans. Oh, we shouldn't unite with the Chicanos. Yeah, even back in those days, it was happening. If that wasn't the case, those movements would have been a lot larger. But guess what? There was a small group of people that saw the vision. And every time they united, they were successful. And unfortunately, back in those days, it was eventually broken apart when one of the leaders ended up passing away or they were hit with RICO charges and eventually they just dispersed. A lot of people don't know this, but back in the day, during Martin Luther King, he understood the vision. He understood and he motivated the Puerto Ricans to form and fight for their civil rights and equality, and the Chicanos. And they did. They formed their stuff. And guess what? I love this quote, and it says a whole lot. It says, we cannot walk alone. We will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Martin Luther King. Guess what? These are your neighbors, your friends, and even family. And that type of abandonment is loud. I think all of us felt that type of abandonment throughout our lives at a smaller scale, from friends, betrayal, and so on. You wanted someone to speak up for you, and they didn't. Why would you expect civil rights, equality for your people, but not for everyone else? Doesn't make much sense, does it? See, now we're going backwards. But what they don't want us to do is unite. Because all them streets that you see right now in Los Angeles, New York, and so on, guess what? If we come together, they will be even more full. Every square footage of them streets will be completely covered. And they don't want that. I hate that Hispanic Latinos go against their interests. I call them out all the time, especially with what Donald Trump is doing. And even Black Americans. You know that Donald Trump was actually at a military event, and he goes on to say that he's renaming military bases to Confederate generals' names. Do you know what the Confederacy represents? It represents them preserving slavery back in those days. I'm sick and tired of y'all going against your own interests. The people that are speaking and passing on this harmful rhetoric for even the younger people, guess what? Y'all are not even any better than the white supremacy. Who needs the white supremacy when they have you doing the work for them? With that being said, I'm going to leave y'all with that. Like this video, comment, be respectful, and as always, follow me.
Get him, Puffy Lion, dog.
The tension between the Black and Latino community needs to stop. And we need to be the generation to stop it. Anti-blackness exists in our community. We know this. Anti-blackness also exists within the Black community itself. All communities of color struggle with this. And the reason why is what we all have in common. We were all colonized and trained to have a mindset of you versus me for survival. But that ends with us. We need to lead with unity and not division. We have to be the change we want to see. We have to stop pointing the finger in both communities and make the decision that we are going to choose to be united versus divided. I'm not going to pretend like I have all the answers, but here are examples of how you can show up differently and be the change you want to see. Number 1, share stories of solidarity. Share stories of love. Share stories of when you have experienced the Black or Latino community showing up in your spaces. We need to shift the narrative. Number 2, if your reality is division between the Black and Latino community and your goal is unity, then it is up to you to seek out examples of when the Latino and Black communities show up for one another, where they show love, where there is actual solidarity, because guess what? It exists. And if you need a place to start with me. I am happy to be a part of your network of Latinos who have nothing but love for our Black sisters and brothers. Number 3, ask your neighbors how you can be helpful. You need to lead with your heart in this moment. That is the only way that we are going to experience an actual shift. We have to show up as human beings. We have to show up vulnerable. We have to show up as the change that we want to see. Lastly, ask others to join you. Let's actually start in the comments. Share your stories of solidarity and love. If members of the Latino and Black community have a hard time seeing it, let's show them how it's actually done. I stand with my Black brothers and sisters, and I also stand with my Latino familia. But the change, it starts with us. I love you.
Should Black people actually be standing with the Latino immigrants in this LA protest?
What if the idea of Black and brown unity is just another lie we tell ourselves to feel safer in a system that was never built for us? Survival ain't the reason they don't side with us. It's preference. Think about it. In prisons, they don't roll with us. On the job sites, they don't hire us. In their homes, they don't want us dating their daughters. And in the courtroom, they often vote for policies against us. For my people want to cling to the few who march like it erases the ones who mock. And before you say that's not all of them, ask one of your Mexican partners what mejora la raza means. It means to improve the race. But improve it how? By whitening it. By erasing blackness. Go on and sit with that for a minute. They dance to our music. They talk like us. They move into our neighborhoods. And we let them. Then they gatekeep jobs, culture, and even respect. And we let them. This ain't about racism, man. It's about rivalry. Because nobody imitates what they pity. They imitate what they envy. And deep down, they know what we got can't be copied. So maybe it ain't hate. Maybe it's hidden competition. Maybe it ain't ignorance. Maybe it's inherited bias. Or maybe Blacks was never meant to look for allies. Just remember who we are. I love my people. I hope y'all safe out there, and I hope you get home safe. And y'all have a good day.
Let's talk about it. What's your thoughts? Drop a comment. Let us know.
What are your thoughts on the Hispanic people or Latinos who are saying that Black people are wrong for not joining them in this fight against ICE?
I expect that. But when they felt like they did not need our help, their approach was very different.
Willie D. Lai.
I remember when, before this election and before the first one, I remember seeing the rallies. I remember that. And people saying, hey, wait a minute, you sure you want to go this route? Because you know the man's a great liar. You know he's a great liar. You know that if you don't watch yourself, he'll turn on you too. And the moment that he turned on them, they decided that we should now join the party. And I don't agree with that. I think you need to find a way to fight your civil war. You'll always have our support because we've always fought for everybody. Everybody benefited from our fight. Civil rights wasn't about just Black people in America. It was about everybody. And to be honest with you, everybody benefited 10 times greater than we ever could, including white women. So when I think about it on a whole, of course you're going to always have some African Americans that got to join the party. They're going to go and do what they got to do just because they got to, but I can support from here.
Yeah, they'll join that party before they join the water party. That's cool.
Yeah, they will. They'll join it and jump right on in. And I'll have I have nothing against anybody from any other country that's in this country, because that's what this country is about. But when they tell you, hey, there's a way to go about this, then I believe that at this point, if you are part of that system, then you have to follow that system's ways. Because for us, they're arresting little boys on the street, little black boys on the street for nothing, killing little boys on the street for nothing. And I don't hear them making a peep about that. I don't hear any rebellion about that at all. And then now we're talking about not aliens, but illegal aliens. And they expect us to be like, oh, hell no, that ain't gonna work. Not for me. I mean, I feel for them. I think what ICE is doing is totally wrong, but I think it's all a ploy. I think it's a smoke screen for something else.
It's like, where are the black people when we need them with their help? With the whole Latino thing going on with the Darling document, and that triggered all the black community. So now there's a bunch of videos saying a bunch of crap against Mexicans. They go, here we go again. The black community is mad because we're asking for their help. Instead of responding in a good way, they're really bashing us, bashing Mexicans. And saying,
I do have something to say first. This is my humble opinion. I think where we go wrong is that we ask for their help. Personally. And let me elaborate. I don't think that we as brown people should be asking another race of people to help us. I think if another race of people want to help voluntarily, then that's that. I'm going to give you a great example. I've had a black woman, Latina, but black, right? Who is more involved in the Latino community than the black community. As a black woman, but from Latin America. So much so that before Donald Trump was elected, she reached out to me and said, Ricardo, you have a lot of black people that listen to you. Can you please talk to them to help us Latinos? She's black. She's telling a Mexican guy, can you please talk to your overwhelming black audience to help us Latinos? I'm like, you're black. But you see, this is how these kind of terminologies have kind of ruined us a little bit. Mm-hmm. That in the case of like black Latinos, if you will, they're so busy, and I mean this with all due respect to the black Latinos, they're so busy trying to be Latinos that they forget about black people. And they're black, from my observation, to the point where a black woman is asking me, and she's got a large following, but she has been using her following to be involved in the Latino community. And she has to ask me, and this is what I told her though. This is what I said. I said, I will not do that. I will not ask black people to help us at all, actually. And what was disrespectful the most was when I saw that over 60% of Latinos voted for Trump.
Yeah, so I didn't even know that until last week. I said, what?
Check this out. So you mean to tell me our own community voted mostly for Trump, and we want another race of people to help us? That's why black people are offended. Yeah. It's like I've heard it all the time. Black people themselves tell me, we voted for Kamala. You want our help? You need to convince your people to help you first. So now imagine black people from the outside looking in, 60-something% of Latinos voted for Trump, and here comes the Latinos asking for their help. That's disrespectful, man. Of course. Go ahead, China.
And that's what I wanted to touch on, because as I stated before, like in the Afro-Latino conversation that we had, I find my community not with Latinos. Uh-huh. I am part of the 92% that voted for Kamala. Okay. The reason why we say enough, help yourselves, is because the elections really did show us that we were alone.
Yep.
It's the sentiment that we really fight for everybody and nobody fights for us. And that's why when they look around, they say, oh, well, we're all the black people. Do you see them protests, the little parades that people were having, protesting? Why do you think they were so peaceful? Why do you think they weren't, the police weren't out there in anti-riot gear and militarized police wasn't out there. We're not using our bodies as human shields for people anymore. When the George Floyd protests happened, I was in Seattle and I was out there. Everything was peaceful until the agents of chaos came in and they started tear gassing us. Like I'm telling you, como perro no trataban.
Yeah.
When all we want is the right to live, the right to exist. Don't kill us. We saw things for what they really were in the elections.
Yeah.
We're
And
done.
you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, I agree. We did. But I saw it before the elections, to be honest with you. I saw it before it.
Yeah, I did too. I did too.
I didn't need the elections. I didn't need to see 60% Latino for. I didn't. I've been seeing this my whole life. And I've always told people, the black and brown people that come into my chat way before the elections, y'all pay attention to who comes over here and attack me when I address white tea people. It's Latinos. Latinos get mad when I address white tea people. All the people that got my back in the comment section are black people. When I'm addressing white tea supremacy, all the Latinos come in here, you're a hater. Woo. I don't need the election thing to show me anything. I've seen it not only here in the chat. I've seen it my whole life growing up. Latinos, bro, straight up.
And it was such a perfect storm for Latinos to see themselves as they really are.
Yeah.
Because not only would they not vote for Kamala because she is black, they wouldn't vote for her because she's woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
El machismo.
Esas dos cosas.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Because we uphold white tea supremacy.
Mm-hmm. We do.
We do. Yeah. I don't find my community with other Latinos.
Yeah, I understand that. You're probably safer that way.
And I am.
You're safer that way because although you're Latina, you're black. In the Latino world, the Latinos that matter are the white tea ones.
That's it.
As indigenous people, as black people in the Latino world, we're better off not even fucking with that whole Latino thing. Honestly.
And this is from a 2019, right? It's called the Pew, I don't know if you've heard of it, PEW Research Center. 72% of Latinos in the U.S. 72, that's a lot. Think that having lighter skin provides advantages in America. 72!
Of course. With all due respect to your research, I didn't need a piece of paper or a study to show me this. This is not only in the United States. This is in Latin America.
Everywhere in Latin America.
We live by the phrase mejorar la raza. This chant of mejorar la raza is across the board in Latin American countries. Puerto Rico, Mexico. Mejorar la raza is a fucking thing.
Everywhere.
So, yeah, man, it's good to do this research and get the facts to prove it on paper.
Right.
But the evidence is there.
Right. 10 years from now, you're going to see a lot more white tea and Latinos, making babies, and all of a sudden, there goes our cultura. No more Chicanos anymore.
With all due respect, let me correct that. There goes our ethnicity.
There goes your ethnicity.
Because let's face it here. Our cultura is predominantly white tea, and it's been since colonialism.
Yeah.
Everything that we've been representing culturally, what? Speaking Spanish, whose culture is that? Catholicism, whose culture is that? Everything about us, as far as like our mainstream culture, we could call it whatever we want. We call it Chicano culture, Mexican culture. The mainstream of it is white tea. It's predominantly Eurocentric influenced. So we've already lost that. Now what we're losing is our ethnicity.
And they're doing a great job by replacing us.
Yep.
Because they're going to take our food that doesn't come from any gringo. They're taking our music that doesn't come from the gringos.
It's a different kind of genocide. It's a different kind. It's a softer version of it. and we don't see it. They don't see it. But this is actually what's happening.
It's a romantic form.
It's a romantic genocide.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But for me, you know what I call it, well, I like to call it is a virus. It seeps into the cells and it multiplies.
Yeah.
It takes over everything, claims it as their own.
Steal everything and claim it as their own. Not only that, they want to be the main representation of everything they steal and shame us for trying to claim it as ours.
And what makes it worse, did you guys see how the Salvadoran president, when he went to what he said?
Oh my God.
Ricardo, I was like, okay, that's it. I go, no more Latinos anymore. The way he fucking saw Trump, and like he defended him, and no, I'm not bringing him back. The fuck?
Tooth and nail.
The fuck?
Tooth and nail.
That's what Trump wanted. He wanted everyone to see that. And now I'm like, we're 100 steps behind now again. I grew up in East LA, right? There was always a clash from the people that's from Mexico and the people like the Chicanos, right? They didn't care for us. There was at one point they hated us.
Yeah.
We just didn't get along.
Yeah. Chicanos and Mexicans.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The Mexicans don't like me because I speak educated. They don't like me. They make fun of me. I speak Spanish fluently.
Yeah.
And people don't understand what we as first generation Chicanos have to, when you're first generation, anything is hard enough, right? Because you're the first generation in America. But for me, growing up in LA was the worst because we're right next to Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And the shit that I had to go through, the Mexicans not liking me, I was made fun of all the time. Oh, you've been el pocho, I've been all the stupid shit they used to call me.
This is why I like to have these conversations, because it shows the intersectionality and it shows that we're all facing the same common problem.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One thing that Ricardo has said to me, white supremacy doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop pushing itself on us. So why would we stop?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When he told me that shit, it turned my brain inside out, upside down, because it's true. So even though we see things and we get discouraged, we can't stop. I definitely understand where you're coming from, Ram, because I promise you I was feeling the same way until Ricardo said that shit to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why I come to his lives, because it makes me feel like there's a place that other people understand. Because people don't, even though they go through it, they don't talk about it. They're either embarrassed to talk about it or they're scared to talk about it.
The reason why I told you that, of course, was because you had said, sometimes, Ricardo, I feel like giving up, man. Our people don't listen. No matter how much we tell them, our people don't listen.
Yeah.
And I told you, do you want to know why, no matter how much we try to bring awareness, why it doesn't work? It's because we give up. White people never have. Ever since they set foot in here, they have never stopped doing what they do. We give up. They don't. They never sleep. Their white supremacist system and propaganda, it never stops. It goes and it goes. We're the ones who take breaks. It's their perseverance that has beat us. That's what it is.
Yeah, they're from all over. Where are you guys at? Why are your people not standing with us?
Yeah, baby girl, we gonna sit this one out. This has nothing to do with us. You know what gets me is that when y'all are in a time of distress, y'all always looking for black folk to come to the rescue. It's like y'all want us to come in like Captain America, Superman, to come save the day. Nah, baby, we ain't coming to save nobody but ourselves. You hear me? What we are going to be doing is drinking water, herbal teas, staying moisturized, and minding our black business. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to have our boots to the ground, baby. And we're going to be line dancing. We're going to be flapping the fan around. We're going to be having a good time. That's what we're going to be doing. And you know what gets me and how ironic is that when we're the ones that's under attack, you all remain silent. Y'all get quiet. But now that y'all under attack, y'all expect the whole gathering, the kumbaya meeting and everything. Nah, baby girl, we gonna be chilling. We gonna sit this one out. But good luck with that. Good luck with that.
See, no, we weren't. She was just saying as a white person, as a black person, why can't you feel basic human empathy? She was not specifically targeting us or saddling us with any additional responsibilities. She was just advocating for basic human empathy and dignity, such as I and so many others were doing all of last year and continue to do. Yeah. If that basic empathy was as universal as she is pushing for it to be, and I support her in that aim, but if it was as universal, we wouldn't be here.
Don't call me babe. I'm not your baby.
Nah, you're not triggering me like that. That was,
To those stating, it is not my fight. This is why this country is in the position that it is today. The color of my skin should not matter. Whether I'm brown, black, purple. This is a humanitarian issue. We are in this position because there is no unity. We are not united. If anything, the other side, the one thing they're good at is uniting together. I want you to understand that hatred and racism is something that is taught. We are not born like that. There has never been a thought in my mind that said my voice didn't matter. Because together, we can move mountains. The National Guard is in LA. You think if your voice didn't matter, you think if unity didn't matter, there would be so much commotion? No. Mi gente, we are stronger together. It doesn't matter what color you are or where you come from. This is not a fight for just one. This is a fight for all.
That is a pretty good message. That sounds a lot like the message that Kamala Harris was pushing last year, doesn't it? Yeah. That sounds a lot like the message that Kamala Harris was pushing last year. I supported it then, and I support it now. But it was deeply unpopular to some last year for a curious reason. So I have to ask, because this idea of uniting, right? That was something that was apparent to a great number of us who were not in the immediate crosshairs of the Trump administration. I say immediate crosshairs because we always in it somewhere, but not in the immediate crosshairs of the Trump administration. The idea of empathy, as the first woman brought out, the idea of uniting was something that I could get behind and advocate for. And y'all said, I know black. That was, you couldn't have Kamala Harris lead the charge. So I guess you want us there, just not in the front. I guess maybe that's what it is. Oh, they do want us in the front.
You know what's crazy to me, bro, is when they had the BLM protest, everybody was popping out. Every celebrity, YG, the Ball brothers, everybody was popping out. Where's that now? Where are the celebrities now? Where are they protesting now? Where are the teams now? Why is nobody speaking up? Even Kendrick Lamar made a song. Lil Baby made a song. But where's everybody now?
Oh, Dr. Umar, you want it? You got it.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. Where's J-Lo? Where's Bad Bunny? Where's Maluma? Where's Shakira? Talk to your own people. Because J-Lo was just up on the pulpit at the inauguration doing this.
Y justicia para todos. Let's
No matter what happens in this country, everyone under that POC umbrella always finds a way to put the focus back on black people. Obviously, we understand what's going on right now with the ICE raids that are going on in America and Los Angeles, to be specific. But there have been a lot of Latino people coming online asking about black celebrities and black people showing up and comparing this event to BLM. Now, don't get me wrong. We were home during the pandemic. People had no jobs. People weren't in the office. And yes, black people, black celebrities, black businessmen showed up for black people. Corporations and teams that had black people on them showed up for their black constituents and their black workers. As it currently stands as demographic, there are more Latinos.
When Black Lives happened, a lot of Latinos were there supporting Black people. We were protesting with you guys. We were sharing information. And you know what happened? White people started saying all lives matter because they didn't see what was going on. They weren't seeing the bigger picture. And just because, yes, Black people have dealt with this, does not mean that it takes away from what's happening right now. Two things can be true at the same time. I don't really understand why some Black Americans are like above all of this and then trying to make it about yourself when this is not about you right now. It's been about you this whole time, but right now it's not about you. And this shouldn't even be a problem between us. We should be working together, not fighting against each other like some of you are in these comments. Right now, it's Latinos getting taken. Next thing is going to be Asians. They've already started deporting Asian people. It is not going to stop. And it's not going to stop, especially with this current president. Like I said, we should be working together, not against each other. We have a common enemy.
You know, I typically don't get involved in all this race baiting. I really don't. But I am so sick of hearing Latinos asking Black people why we're not out there helping. So first and foremost, let's look up at the comment up here in the corner. Let's look at that. Did you see the comment? That's why we're not helping. Because even in the midst of this whole atrocity that's happening against your people are still finding time to belittle Black people. Why? Because they still believe in the delusion in that proximity to whiteness. Now, the second thing I noticed what you said is in this time, we are making it about ourselves. Now let's think about that. You know, the fact that you even said that is another key reason why we are not out there helping. Because the fact that you can dismiss our experience here and the experience that our people suffer so that you can even be here in the first place, that's why we're not helping. You're not an ally. You're not an ally. It's just convenient for you to be saying this right now. I tell you what, as a Black person growing up, you know what our families told us? They said one thing. They were so wise. Our people so wise. This is what they said. Sweep around your own front door before you sweep around mine. That's what you all need to do. Go talk to your people and tell them to stop making those little comments and getting on here saying things like, well, they're deporting us, so maybe there's no reason you can't get a job now. We won't see any more people on the corners begging for money. How about you go talk to your people? Leave us alone. We're sick of it. You know, I have Latino fatigue right now. And the constant threats that we're going to be next. Listen, we ain't going nowhere. We're the people of this land. We are Americans. We are not going anywhere. Number one. And then we're going to be next. It has always been us. So for you to say it's not about us, it's always about us and it will always be about us. Now, we're enjoying our little bit of a break that we're getting. But when they come back, it's going to be back to business as usual. This is nothing we have never experienced before. We're used to it. Now, you guys are getting a dose of what we've been dealing with since the inception of the US of A. And the fact that you are actually dealing with what we've been dealing with since the inception of the USA, the cruelty that our people have dealt with and that we are still dealing with on an everyday basis. And in the midst of that, you can say, we're making it about us and it's not about us. The fact that you can say that is problematic because that means that you have no real empathy for our plight here in America. You just want us to help you because it's convenient. Bottom line is this, young lady. When we were supposed to stand up, we did. We stood up in the polls. We're not coming out there on the front line so we can get slaughtered and thrown in jail for you guys because once you get free and out from up under all of this, y'all not gonna fool with us. Y'all don't fool with us now. So don't try it. Stop it. Just stop it. Oh, I'm so Latino fatigued right now with all this. Jesus.
Brother, you are absolutely right. And I'll back you up on what you're saying. Black people did not come here willingly looking for a better life like Latinos are today. And I'll add to it, Black people were forced here. And guess what? We were forced also just like so-called Black people. We were forced in the land where we were living, where we had an inheritance, meaning our people descended and lived on this land. And guess what? When the Europeans came, they enslaved us, put us in ships and sent us to Europe, sent us to England, sent us to Spain, sent us to islands in Barbados, etc., to work plantations, just like they did to our black brothers when they brought him here after they enslaved us. You see, that's what that's what the world doesn't want you to know. That you don't know much about the enslavement of natives. It was just like the enslavement of so-called black people. Suffered the same thing. But they don't talk about it. They don't put it in movies. They don't write books on it. They don't want us to see that we are brothers, that we have suffered under the same oppressor. Because if we start to see that and connect the dots, we're going to come back to this Bible stronger than ever before and with a force, with the strength of the Most High God through the Holy Spirit in waking up to our identity and actually serving our God. And they think that they can stop this prophecy. It's prophesied that we will wake up and come back to our identity. See, the oppressor thinks he can stop God. He thinks if he stops the prophecies from being fulfilled in the Bible, then Christ won't return. Because Christ is not, we're not waiting for Christ. Christ is waiting on us to wake up. And the oppressor's trying to stop that. You understand? But what he doesn't know is he is lying to himself. He's deceiving himself. He thinks I've done all these evil things to God's people. If the Most High hasn't returned, then there is no God. Then we just gonna keep going. But once again, the Bible never fails. Christ will return. And it's time for us as Black, Latinos, and Natives to see the truth that we are brothers, that we are the 12 tribes of Israel, and love one another, and come back and serve our God together. Get in the ISUPK and the Commander General Hana to get started. Shalom.
Black people are tired of being a bank where everyone keeps making withdrawals and no one ever makes a deposit. And I want you to think about that. If that was your setup, would you still want to give? Especially for those of us in the Hispanic community, because it's about patterns that we've inherited and the harm that we've ignored. Me, myself, I'm Puerto Rican. I've seen how anti-blackness and colorism still show up in our homes, in our language, in our media, in our families. In many families, darker skin is treated like a disadvantage. When solidarity is needed, hesitation shows what's been internalized, and too many of us were raised to believe that aligning with blackness meant losing something: safety, opportunity, acceptance. And we were taught the proximity to whiteness would protect us, that staying quiet was safer. So if we don't unlearn that, we end up repeating the same harm we say we stand against. So disengagement is not okay. What's happening to immigrant communities right now is devastating. I'm not taking away from that, and it does deserve compassion and support. But a good portion of that fear didn't come from distant forces, and it came from within our own communities. I've spoken out because I've watched people I know support systems that were never created for us to begin with. Systems that weren't designed to protect us, only to use us when it's convenient. So while I've raised my voice, I also know too many that have stayed silent, or worse, they chose power. We don't get to ask for empathy if we're unwilling to confront the harm our silence helped protect. And contrary to popular opinion, holding each other accountable isn't betrayal. It's how we begin to heal. So to the Black women and men that are saying we've poured into everybody and got nothing back, you're not wrong. You've carried movements, you've carried communities, you've carried generations without rest, without complaint, without question. And we cannot undo the silence that already has happened, but we can take responsibility for what happens next. I think people are not realizing we have way more similarities than differences, and we have more power together than we do apart. So look to your Black brother or sister, look at them and say thank you, and I see you. Simple as that. Strike up a conversation, get to understand, because that's all they're asking for, to be seen and to be appreciated for all they do.
I've been seeing a lot of lives on here asking whether or not the Black community should be helping the Latino community. And surprisingly, a lot of people on there are saying no. In one live, they said that if you had a whiter skin complexion, that they did not care about helping you. But if you were Afro-Latino or brown, that they did care about helping you. I just don't understand why we're so divided on this. We're all oppressed and we all should be coming together. Don't you guys see that they want us to be divided and we should not be giving that to them? I will always support the Black community, even if the majority of the Black community does not support the Latino community, because we both need it. Anyways, I love you guys, and I hope we can come together and stay together.
Hey y'all, so let me talk to y'all about something that I've been thinking about. Of course, with all the protesting and stuff going on right now, I'm seeing a lot of people bothered or upset or even hurt about Black people choosing not to protest. And I feel like I don't need to explain why Black people are choosing not to, because everybody has their reasons. But I will say, the people I've seen say that they've been given reason not to. Like, I feel like you're more mad at the Black people choosing to sit it out than you are at the real bad guy. And I'm just getting so exhausted with that. And I feel like a lot of the time when there's a lot going on, there's chaos, we get upset, we get worked up, and sometimes we need to recenter ourselves and we need to focus. Somebody needs to help ground everybody, center you, and focus. Shift that energy to the real bad guy. And the way I've been thinking about it that I wanted to share is, I guess, kind of a metaphor. I was thinking about it like, think as if we were really in battle, right? Let's say you and I are soldiers, right? We're foot soldiers. We are on the ground in a war zone, right? We are fighting an enemy. Currently, they're shooting at us. Let's say I've been shot. I've been beat down. I'm just broke up into pieces, right? I can't go on. And I look at you and I tell you, I'm like, hey, I can't keep doing it. I can't fight right now. Are you, my fellow soldier, going to turn around and proceed to berate me and tell me how I need to fight? I need to fight. I need to fight. Hell no. You know what a soldier would do? From what I know as a military spouse, a soldier would not do that. He would not talk down to his own fellow soldier. He would pick his fellow soldier to fuck up and get him up out of there. Or he would cover his fellow soldier and he would be the one shooting at the bad guy. Because the whole time you sitting here looking at me, the enemy is still coming after us. And I feel like a lot of y'all don't realize that is what's going on. Black people are on the front lines with you, but we are tired. We have been beat down. We are wounded. We are at risk. We are exhausted. All of us. And it is not productive to turn around and nitpick us and try to force us to go on when we say we don't have it to give. It is not productive. You cannot win a war like that. Whether we're fighting or not, right? Whether you shooting, whether I'm shooting, whether I'm down on the ground and you covering me, whatever that looks like, we are fighting the same enemy. We are fighting the same bad guy. So if I choose not to fight, or if I cannot fight right now, if I don't have it to give right now, I'm still your fellow soldier. I'm still next to you and been next to you on these front lines. Take that smoke. Don't give it to me right next to you. Take that smoke and focus on the real bad guy.
I don't know what y'all want from us, and I don't know why it's always expected for the Black community to put on a cape and help protect and support everybody, all while nobody is there to help support and protect us. I don't understand. And when it comes to everything that the Hispanic and brown communities is going through right now, I definitely feel for them. But what do y'all expect or want us to do? And why should we do it? Because everything that is going on right now is all things that he said he was going to do. And your community had no issue with those things when you all assumed they would only affect Black people. But now that you all see that not only are they affecting you all, but he came after y'all first. Now y'all want our assistance? Tag y'all it. We out.
Are you really trying to reason with people that think the oppressors going after us Latinos not going to go after them, even though they have been going after Black people for centuries? LOL. Let them. Anyway, you put the LOL down. Let me tell you something. You a Taino, right? You Mexican, right? Why don't you ever talk about how your community has anti-Black hatred towards Black Americans, first of all? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the racism in your community. Okay? Let's talk about what's going on in California against Black people in California. The things that y'all doing to Black people. See, we haven't done nothing physically to y'all just by saying we ain't gonna get in it. This ain't our fight. Okay? Let's talk about the gangs that y'all have in the police department that's unaliving black people. And I think y'all had something to do with that brother being hung out there too. I really do think y'all got something to do with it. But anyway, just anywhere you go, y'all practice anti-black hatred towards black people. So why would I want to fight for y'all? Huh? Why would I care? Let's just keep it funky. Let's just keep it real. See, y'all can throw this, well, we next. Yeah, I'm seeing some black people, well, we gonna be next too. You know, black folk, you know, what Trump got going for us, you know, we might be enslaved. Man, they said we're gonna be enslaved when Trump first got in office, the first term he was in. What's going to happen to black Americans on this land that has not already happened to us? Tell me one thing. See, y'all just got popped on the hand one time and y'all just going crazy. Like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I thought white mommy and white daddy was on our side. You know, I thought I was white. Me as a Taino and Mexican, I do have Caucasian or white. I do claim to be white. Yes, it's on my ID, yes. They just gave y'all wake up call, man. This ain't nothing. Y'all just getting deported. Look at the history of us on this land. And y'all always talking about, well, the Mexicans had y'all back. When y'all had our back? Talking about doing slavery? Tell the real truth why y'all freed us as slaves. Tell the real truth why y'all ended slavery. Because y'all couldn't get y'all butt kicked by the Confederate and the French. And y'all needed black people to help y'all fight in the war. It was a reciprocal thing. It wasn't just something out the kindness of y'all heart. And the person, Vicente Guerrero, the Afro-Mexican, the black Mexican, the dark-skinned Mexican, he the one that freed the slaves. He the one that fought. And guess what y'all did to him? Y'all knocked them off. Y'all knocked them off because y'all wanted to keep slavery. Y'all knocked them off because y'all wanted to lighten up the race. Meta la raza. So before you come over here talking to me, talk about your folks, what your folks done to us. I never see y'all talk about that. I never seen not one Mexican come to me and be like, bruh, my bad. Bruh, we have discriminated against y'all at these jobs. Yes, we'll come in and we'll get one of you people fired and we'll hire our own folks up in here. Nepotism. Is that nepotism, y'all? I hope so. Y'all don't do, y'all just keep it real and keep it funky. Okay, Taino?
For some reason, it's only Black people and specifically Black men that leave comments like this. I don't love Latinos simply because I'm married to one. I love Latinos because, one, I love humanity, and Latinos are the one group of people that have treated me more like a community than anyone else. So I don't understand what the beef is. If you don't want to support Latinos, that is your choice. But spending energy trying to convince me otherwise or express why you yourself don't want to support is a waste of time. If you're so concerned with the Black community, then maybe you should dedicate your time and energy writing me and funnel that energy somewhere else. And another thing, the fact that you tried to call me brainwashed shows the level of IQ and intelligence that you are at, because nobody's brainwashed over here, baby. It's you. You are falling completely into the divide and conquer technique that many civilizations have used to destroy it.
I just saw a video of this Afro-Cuban man who is so triggered because he was called a black man. He's Afro-Cuban and was called a black man. Anti-blackness in the Latino community in Latin America, the allegations will never not be there. Because being black is not just the United States. Race is a construct, so technically none of this is real. But being black in the society that we live in is kind of universal. You're seen as black. To be an Afro-Latino, you have to be someone with descendancy or living in Latin America who also happens to be black. That is what Afro-Latino means. That you're Latino but you also happen to be black. I've been asked if I was Afro-Latina a ton of times, and the only reason I say I'm not is because I don't have two black parents. I have two very mestizo parents, but also, I get it. I mean, look at me. There's nothing wrong with being black. You are literally an Afro-Cuban, a black Cuban. It's not unique to the United States. You don't have to be American, United Statesian, estadounidense to be considered black. Black Latinos are Afro-Latinos. He's acting like they called him a slur. They called him black. I get asked that on a daily. It's not an insult. He got pissed because the girl who like sent him a message was like, you as a black man. And he was like, me? A black man? No. And I'm like, no, bro, you literally present as a black man. I don't want to tag him or anything because there's no point in like going into it.
This man was just talking about how after coming to America to build a better life and sending billions of dollars back to their home countries, people who have self-deported now have nowhere to go. But you know what this makes me think? This makes me think that everything that they say about other communities, they're talking about the black community. They project onto us all the bad things. But honestly, we have everything that everybody is talking about. We have community. As much as people are saying that we don't, we do. They're trying to destroy our community by not letting us own homes. It's coming back around to us. I know that our community is still there. I know that our community is still thriving because I'm part of it. The Montgomery brawl is proof enough that we still have a sense of community among black people. But the way they try to tell us that Latinos had the community, they all lived 32 a house and they all sent money back home and that their community was so strong. Now you mean to tell me that these people are deporting and they don't even have anywhere to go? They're getting turned away by their own family members? Say it isn't so.
Why is it as I'm scrolling down my For You page now, I'm seeing a whole bunch of divisiveness? People holding lives talking about some why should black people help Latinos? Talking about these protests. I've seen people talking about some Latinos protested during the BLM protests. So why aren't black people protesting now? Now's not the time for this. Minorities in this country are under attack, especially brown and black people. And this is what y'all want to do? Y'all want to bring up racial biases right now? Because first of all, why are we acting like black Latino people don't exist? Like, hi, speaking from experience, so hondureña 100%. Why are we acting like there's a singular way to look Latino? Latino people are not a monolith. Then in the same token, why are we acting like black people aren't being deported as well? Haitian immigrants are one of the most affected people of these deportations. Ultimately, we all have free will, allegedly under this administration. So if someone does not speak out about what's happening or protest, that's their so doing. That's their business. However, it's counterproductive to do this black versus brown because the administration doesn't like any of us. To be frank, you're a person of color in this country, regardless if you're black, regardless if you're a non-black Latino, you're a target. They do not care. They do not want us here. They deported a 2-year-old American citizen that had cancer to Honduras. And you think they care about you? For the people saying, oh, black people shouldn't participate in the protest, that don't got nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with us because just because it's not your reality yet doesn't mean it can't be. And racial biases aside, it's just honestly disgusting what's happening. They just rated an elementary school graduation. Now, regardless of how you feel about Latino people, black people, whatever, how are you okay with that? Like, how can you be silent about what's happening in this country? Like, how? So all this divisiveness needs to stop because while y'all arguing about this on this app, the government is currently deporting people to South Sudan that aren't even Sudanese.
I saw the video where a couple Latinos were like, oh my God, like the black people are not helping us anymore. Like, I'm so disappointed in our black brothers and sisters. Ooh. Now we are amigos and amigas because where was y'all at the poll? I don't understand. Y'all need to go fight your amigos and your amigas because they showed up at a poll and they didn't give a fuck about you. It doesn't matter what happened in the world. Somebody's always gonna find a way to blame black people. I feel like some of these videos are targeted in the wrong direction. I feel like instead of like blaming black people for like quote unquote not showing up, how about you show up for your own community, making videos in Spanish, telling people what to do if ICE comes to their doors, setting up fundraisers, gathering and rallying against whatever the administration is doing currently. There are a lot of ways to help in this situation, and playing the blame game is not going to get you anywhere. Because I promise you, no matter how many times black people say, oh my God, I'm done, oh my God, I'm not helping, oh my God, fend for yourself, we literally cannot help it. We literally cannot help but to help because we're also always going to be affected. It don't matter who anybody's targeting, they're always going to target us black people. So we're always at the front line. We just want somebody else for a change to like start the movement. Like, we are in the movement already, but if somebody else started, like, That's cool too. Like, you don't always have to wait for us to start to do something. Like, you can do something. On Black History Month, y'all really bothering us? Like, that's crazy.
You know what's crazy to me, bro, is when they had the BLM protest.
You know what's crazy to me? It's crazy to me that you're only calling out Black people and Black celebrities. In regards to BLM, there ain't no Mexican celebrities. Y'all get y'all and think for some odd reason that somehow Black people are gonna support you after you say dumb, ignorant ass shit on the internet. You are not entitled to our voices or our support, period. Especially when you don't give it in return. Let's be very clear. There is anti-Blackness that is deeply rooted in your community. Deeply. It's so deep that it doesn't just affect Black Americans. It affects your own Afro-Latinos in your own. We're here trying to talk about us. The fucking gall. I don't hear none of you Latino people saying or doing shit like this to Asian people. Middle East. You were talking about Palestine, talking about please correct me if I say anything wrong. Well, you said Palestine, and it's Palestine. But you want to sit here and talk about us, but you don't ask support from how about indigenous people? Did you ask them for their support? Y'all intertwine like this too. So I'm confused as to why you're only speaking on it always our problem or our fight when y'all don't do the same and reciprocate the same shit. You want to know how many people I saw at the George Floyd protest that were Latino? Right. You want to know how recently many people I saw around the Supermercado area in, off of Lake Street in Minnesota? Multiples. Multiple. I saw multiple people and multiple Black people, which is crazy because y'all don't do the same for us. But you got your ass up on the internet and opened your fucking mouth and said this ignorant ass shit, not knowing that it is deeply rooted in white supremacy. The fucking gall. The next time you think about getting your ass on the internet, throw the thought away. Go back, unpack your anti-Blackness that is deeply rooted in your community, which starts with mom, dad, and abuelita. Go back and unpack anti-Blackness first before you get your ass on this internet and think you're entitled to anything Black people do. Fuck.
Dear Latinos, being racist to other Latinos, indigenous, and Black folks will not bring you any closer to the whiteness that you crave so much. And if this message bothers you, then it was probably meant for you.
Why aren't Black people helping Latinos riot against ICE in LA? Let's talk about it. There are 3 types of Black people who are sitting these protests out. Number 1, the Black Trump supporter who voted for deportations. Number 2, the Kamala Harris supporter who voted overwhelmingly for Kamala and then saw that Latinos overwhelmingly voted for Trump and they're like, y'all need our help now? Oh, hell no. And number 3, the older Black people who are like, what are y'all up to? Oh, and there might be one other type of Black person too. The kind of Black person that hears something like this.
I don't think Black people have a right to tell white people or Hispanics what they can and cannot say. And that means if a Black person wants to use the N-word, that means a white person also can use the N-word because all lives matter, not just Black lives matter. So with that said, we need to stop cancel culture. It is anti-American. It is anti-free speech. And if you can say the N-word, so can I, whether you like it or not. It doesn't affect your freedom, but you're sure affecting mine by telling me that I can't say it because I'm not Black. So make the N-word great again.
Okay, well, how about we make ICE great again too, bitch? It's a little weird that not only are Latinos pressed, but white folks are asking, why aren't Black people out there protesting? Y'all usually ask, why are we protesting? It's almost as weird as this roll off full of rocks that just so happen to be right in LA, right where the riots are, all cut off evenly, no construction around, just so happen to be there so people could start throwing them. Is that why y'all want Black people out there? So y'all can get staged video footage to roll on cable news all night long showing unity and violence against Trump? Stop trying to use us. And all I keep hearing is Blacks and Browns, we got to stick together. Blacks and Latinos, we're brothers, we're one. Okay, well, I'm going to need you to have that outlook for more than just rioting and violence. I'm going to need you to have that in the job market too, because blacks can't get a job in LA. Latinos hire Latinos, whites hire Latinos. If you don't come to LA already in a job that moved you to LA, or you own your own business, you're not working in LA. You know who's working in LA? All the people that they want us to protest to come here. So black people, the next time you're asked, why aren't you out there protesting with Palestinians or with illegal immigrants? Just let them know you put in the same amount of effort that they put in to get black reparations.
The thing is, I know that that is very true, but we will never get nowhere in this world, clearly, if we continue to keep hating each other for dumb shit, like literally. Like, I'm not going to hate the next person because they don't like me. They have to deal with that. But I'm telling you that the shit that the government is doing is completely wrong.
I don't know what y'all want from us, and I don't know why it's always expected for the black community to put on a cape and help, protect, and support everybody, all while nobody is there to help, support, and protect us. I don't understand. And when it comes to everything that the Hispanic and brown communities is going through right now, I definitely feel for them. But what do y'all expect or want us to do? And why should we do it? Because everything that is going on right now is all things that he said he was going to do. And your community had no issue with those things when you all assume they will only affect black people. But now that you all see that not only are they affecting you all, but he came after y'all first. Now y'all want our assistance? Tag y'all it. We out.
See, it's stuff like this is the reason why my people ain't marching for y'all. Listen closely.
Over equality. Wait your turn. And to those young Raza or Raza who want to believe that, you better turn your TV, brother. You better turn your radio, man.
What do you think about these Black Lives Matter that they want to be paid for being, slaves and all that?
Reparations. Are you talking about reparations? Well, I heard they passed in North Carolina. But it was a small little town in North Carolina that passed reparations for whoever's over there. I'm sure they'll try to do something out here in California. I think they already actually got a little board going that they're going to start looking into it. That's when we, the Raza, need to step up, protest, and I'm talking major, and turn around and tell them, no. Nobody gave reparations until the Native Americans and the Mexicans get ours first. We've been going through this crap a lot longer, so I don't want to hear it. Because it's not fair, dog. How are you going to give a bunch of money to a specific group? This is the United States, a melting pot. How are you going to give it to a specific group? Because right now they've got the white people with so much guilt. It was your parents.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.